Join right now. You okay to join right now, or it's too early?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, I gotta get back. Because you don't see all of me. What's this in place? So clean it behind the belly.
Now, I can't hear you. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to mute.
And I'm going to put everybody in here. I'll mute myself too.
More people are waiting.
Oh, you're there. Can't hear you, Roger.
Because he's muted.
Maybe
There.
you should be muted.
You need to be muted. You won't have to hear me all night.
Jennifer, everything working?
Can you hear me? Okay,
Was that Marg? Yes.
Mark. So we're,
Oh, do you want to hear me? Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Jesus. You got a haircut.
I'm trying to show you up, Marv.
Wouldn't take much.
There's a nice set of clippers at the landfill.
Jen sent the email earlier, about 15 minutes ago, that this is turned on, it's all being recorded, right?
Can't hear you, Roger.
I said, Jen sent the email just a while ago saying this is all being recorded right from the get-go. So we're all on recording right now. Okay, can you hear that?
Okay, yep.
Okay, just want to make sure you hear me. We're just waiting for Greg Halliday. Right?
What'd you say, Marv?
Say hi, can you wave hi?
She's cute.
Roger, can we not start and then do with Greg when he comes in?
Probably that might be him phoning in now. Let Jen check.
Gail, can you say something so I can check my volume? Yeah, can you say something?
Yeah, okay. What do you want me to say?
Anything. I just want to make sure I can hear people.
Can you hear me?
Yep, working good.
Can
Thanks.
you hear me?
No.
Uh-oh. What happened?
What did you do, Roger?
Oh, he just kicked us all out.
Yep.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened here.
You've got a split screen and you've got something up on the screen.
Yeah, it must have been Jennifer. I don't know what I did. Nothing's being done here on this end. Marg's, I got Marg's screen. I got. I'll have to wait till she gets here.
Marg, what do you got up on your screen?
What have I got up?
That-
You,
What do you got up? Look at my screen.
It's a meeting
The
in,
top of the line says, we're viewing your screen.
oh, really? Okay, I was looking at the agenda. All right, I can do it a different way. I didn't realize you don't see it.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I'll get out of this. I'm just learning Zoom, so.
So Roger, if it's okay, Marvin,
There.
Rick, log in.
There we
Is that
go.
better?
He's gonna
Yep.
try to tell Marvin what he wants to say.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead because Greg can't log in. So he's going to send Marvin the message about his report.
okay,
Okay, so you can do Marvin, you can do Greg's report when it comes, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we'll call the meeting to order. And I'll ask, I've got the motions made out here, so I'll ask everybody if they'll move them and second them. So I've got moved by Richard, seconded by Margaret. The council approved Richard, do you move the approval of the agenda?
I do.
Margaret, will you second that?
I do.
All in favor? Carries. So I've got the council approved the minutes of the regular meeting of April 6th. Carson, will you move that? The minutes of regular
I
meeting
will.
of April 6th. Gail, will you second that?
I will.
Are there any questions or omissions or additions? None? All in favor? Carries. Declaration of interest, pecuniary or otherwise? None? Okay. The next motion is council approve the accounts payable report dated April 17, 2020, which includes checks 11,329 to 11,351. Gail, would you move that?
I will.
Carson, you second it?
I
Carson?
will. Yes, Roger.
Okay, moved by Gail, second by Carson. The council approved the accounts payable report dated April 17, 2020, which includes checks 11,329 to 11,351. Any questions on the accounts? None? All in favor? Carries. Okay. Marvin, you're up with your report.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about the report? Other than the landfill, as you read, that Melrose is going to put in those 2 testing wells. They want to get a reading first before a base reading before we go ahead with the transfer style. So they have to drill those 2 wells for the drilling machine to get in where the Melrose indicated they want the well. I'm going to have to get clear the woods out of there. So I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Is clear the area for the proposed transfer style project and clear the area so they can get in there with the well drilling machine. I'm trying to do both at the same time instead of having them just clear an area for the well drilling machine and then having to come back. And I'm just trying to do it twice. So I got 4 different types of quotes. I tried some Ottawa people that especially do this for land clearing, but they didn't even want to come down here. So as you can see, my report, there was missing one, but I think I gave it to Jen before the end of Friday from Wings Tree Service.
It's
So
on here.
just the cost of clearing all that land, about 2 acres.
So is that just the trees, Marvin? Just the trees? That's what you're talking about here?
Trees, yeah, trees and the shrubs, everything. Any shrubbery is just the trees.
Okay, so what's the procurement amount, Jennifer? Under 10? Go ahead.
I can't hear Jennifer.
Okay, so Jen, okay, go ahead, Jen.
Oops. So anything under 10, between 5 and 10 is 3 quotes where applicable and a report to council.
Okay, so one is 7,500. That's a pretty wide margin.
One of you will have to turn your microphone off.
Okay, so the one quote from Mark is between 5 and 7,500. That's a wide range. The others are more specific.
Just wanted to be, he said it could be 5. He just didn't want to he'd rather be on budget than under. He said it could be between it. Depends on what difficulty he would get into. He could be anywhere between 5 and 75. So we can go with either Wings or Eastern Ontario. They're about the same. We deal with Eastern Ontario right at the moment. With all our tree cutting right at the moment.
Okay, Carson? Yeah, Carson.
Roger, but that's the way Mark priced at the park as well. He gave us the low end and the high end so that you knew you'd be within that range.
So there was no, he didn't go beyond that high end?
No, he didn't.
No, but he's afraid of, sorry to interrupt.
Carson?
No problem, Marvin, but you can speak up because you were part of that as well. He didn't go past what he quoted us at the park.
No, and that's what his biggest fear is, to go over. His biggest fear is to go over. He doesn't like telling people that he's over budget. So he tries to add a little bit more, and if he comes under, then everybody's happy.
As long as it doesn't go over 7,500?
No, it won't.
Right.
Trust me, it won't.
Yeah.
Richard? Okay, Richard?
Is Mark Greer the only person from our township to bid on this? Because I'm not familiar with everybody here.
Eastern Ontario Tree Service, Jesse is local. Mark is from Leeds and Thousand Islands. D&D, of course, is from Brockville area. And I don't know where Justin's from. Roger, I don't know.
He's from Brockville.
Justin's just starting out, so he's trying to make his way into the business.
So what do you want to do, folks? Mark did the work at the park. He's, could probably be
And
less
he
than
did
75.
excellent work.
He does above and beyond, really, from what I've seen anyway.
Yeah.
I've liked what Mark's done in the past. He's pretty reliable. And I like the fact that he brackets what it could be because, like Marvin said, he does not want to go over.
So
I
we're
just,
okay with Mark?
sorry to,
Go ahead, Marvin. Go ahead, Marvin. Yeah.
I apologize for bringing this up in short notice, but when the call came from Melrose, they wanna, and I spoke with Albert this morning. He's looking at the first week of May for the well driller to come in. So I'm just trying to get this ball rolling. And so at least we're all ready to go when the well driller does show up.
So is everyone okay with Mark Greer?
Yep.
Okay. So Marvin, you want to go ahead of that then?
We don't need a
Yeah,
motion,
sure
Roger?
Perhaps we should, eh?
Well,
That's a good idea. Gil.
But it's
Hold on.
under the procurement, Roger.
Pardon me?
I think it's covered.
Carson?
It's under the procurement policy.
Yeah,
It's under the 10,000.
that's right. We really don't, I guess, because we just had a report to council, right? That's what it says, Jen?
Yeah.
Also, council, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. Just backing up a bit, Marvin, on your report, number 8 at the top. Well,
Yes.
Just for everyone else, Marvin and I were both on that webinar from the Good Roads Association because we had some questions about continuing on with our construction projects. And Marv, go ahead.
Basically, we are to continue, I think even Park Lane, because they mentioned something about drainage and stuff, but I think for Park Lane will fit in the essential, what they call essential, because I think because there's damage, there could be damage due to from flooding to the properties adjacent there. So it would be deemed essential. Now, I got Mark's email the other day concerning the pickleball. Now, I don't quite know if the pickleball would be deemed essential. The only way that I put it is it'd be nice to get it done now while there's nobody there. So therefore, once social distancing and physical distancing does open up, it'll allow a place for people to go, like exercise and stuff.
Okay,
But
so the other road projects, all the other projects are a go.
yes,
They
yeah.
said they're okay to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
Go ahead, Mark.
So Marvin, I know like pickleball is not exactly an essential service, that's for sure. But just thinking though, as you said, if we had the time to get the work done when the park is closed, we're going to
Yes.
need some kind of ruling. Did you call that 800 number, the essential services number, and find out?
No,
Or-
no,
Okay.
no. I just went online to look, but it is very vague. If you look at the law, it's very vague. It was written very quickly. But I'm going to have to call the 1-800 number to see if it is. I think as long as you keep the social and physical distancing, and they are as a work crew, but it's pretty hard with a paving crew. That's I think up to the company and the supervisor.
Okay.
I know that
So there,
Carson,
I
you have your
guess-
hand up. Carson.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we involve the rest of the subcommittee that been formed, Marg, involved in that pickleball, because there's really nothing laid out yet.
No, although some of it is pretty straightforward. You know, just if you look at the grant application, it's really just the work that needs to get done on the tennis court, the surfacing piece. But yeah, we want to involve the rec committee and the people who wanted to be part of the advisory group for sure. But right now, I think it's finding out whether we can even go ahead with work would be good.
Marvin, on that webinar, they talked about safety, right?
Yes.
And any project that had to be done that would require cover safety. So
Right.
I'm just guessing that tennis court, the way it sits right now, would not be safe to use
Very true.
for pickleball or anything like that without it being
No.
resurfaced.
Yeah,
Carson,
exactly. Yep.
Carson, you have,
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. With the fence taken down and that whole area being left open, I haven't been over there, but if the poles are still in the ground, we do have, for the net, we do have an unsafe area.
Yeah.
So is everybody general consensus that that should go ahead then?
Yep. Even though no one's supposed to use it, we can still go ahead and get it done.
Yeah, especially,
But
yeah, I trust your, when you're saying, Marvin, you've got the time now, then, to do the work, then it makes sense, as long as you get the okay from the government.
yes,
And Carson will make
they
sure,
give you,
sorry. I was just going to say, Carson, we will make sure that we are involving that group. I think even a meeting like this, just a quick touch base with them.
Well, that's what I was thinking, Mark, if you called a quick meeting with them and just did a Zoom meeting and let them know where we're at and what's going on, just so everybody's kept
Yeah.
informed.
Yeah, I will.
Good.
Okay, everybody's good with that then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard?
I need help.
I knew that, but
I disappeared.
you disappeared. You're
Well,
still
we're
here.
seeing you though.
Really? I can't see you.
We can see you.
All right, great. I can't see you.
Can hear you.
Did you have on the top of your screen, or top of mine anyway, there's a little thing that has for all the participants. Top left.
I've got back to
Valley.
sign up for Zoom.
I'll mute for a minute and let Jennifer walk you through it.
Okay.
So you're at the sign-in page, Richard?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just went, maybe I got to start over again.
Okay, we'll wait a minute.
You haven't disconnected though, so I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know the software well enough.
We can see you, we can hear you, we can see you.
Okay, so I'm the only one in the dark.
Richard,
not even
can you
gonna touch
see
that.
anybody?
No, I can't see anybody.
I was gonna say, because the top left-hand corner, you got speaker view and galley view. Just
Mine's in
wondering
the
which one.
right-hand corner.
That was mine. I think
All
I
right,
know
you're
my
right,
map.
yes, right-hand
Mark,
corner.
Mark,
Thanks,
they're the
Dale.
oddballs.
Right-hand corner.
Oh, thanks, Carson.
It's been a long day.
I think it's on the left hand if you're on Apple iPad or an Apple device, and then it's on the right hand if you're using a computer,
I'm
PC.
trying to
Mine's
go
on the
back.
right.
not a tablet.
So while we're waiting for Richard to fill,
You had gone incognito. Or I was gone incognito.
Just don't do anything silly, Richard, because we can see you.
Yes, I know. Scary. Okay, I'm back.
You're back, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're now going into, if no other questions on the report, we're on the action list.
no, before you go off, Roger, I don't know
Yeah.
if the rest of you have been out this way, but I just want to congratulate Doug on the great work that's been done out here at the Canetown site. The cleanup, this site out here is the cleanest that it's ever been. And it looks really professional and well done. So I just want to thank both of them because I've heard them and seen them out there working. So it does look good if you get a chance to drive by. Even with the two big old blades out there.
well, they were at the landfill right in the spot where
Yeah.
they need to clear the trees, so we had to move them. So we either that or they were going on your front lawn, one or the other. So
Oh, I'd rather them there. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, good, thanks. There's two other items that are on the action list of number 5 and 6 are completed. The sign and the burn ban signs are all up.
Roger, I think Gail wanted to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I
Go
just
ahead,
want to mention to
Gail.
Marvin, I was talking to Roger the other day, Marvin, I wanted to let you know, Larry and I were down at the waste site because we had a bunch of brush to get rid of, and you did an awesome job of pushing that back so people get in there, because everybody had lots of room and nobody was too close, and good job.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Richard,
you
do you have
still
your
can-
hand up?
No, I'm
Richard,
just,
you have-
no, I was just gonna remind Marvin, you still can't burn it.
Still can't burn it, right? Carson?
If we're going on to the landfill, a member of the environmental committee stopped here on Saturday with a major concern, and that is, Marvin, so that you're aware, somebody with an SUV was unloading steel out of our steel bin and loading it into his SUV with the two guys standing and watching until finally he was backing up that area that they finally had to tell him to leave. So
I've told them, and the one gentleman that comes there quite often, I told him he can't be there to take stuff away. I've told them, I don't know how many times, that they cannot take things away from the landfill, especially now. I got to call into Wayne again already, but I can call him again concerning this.
Carson?
can I suggest that we get this gentleman's license plate number if you've had several talks, and we send an official letter so that it's on file that he's received it, please?
I don't know if that's the same, that doctor that lives up on the north end of the township.
Yeah,
I can't remember
I know
his
you're
name.
talking about.
The same
No,
person?
this wasn't him. Nope, this was a different lad.
Okay.
Okay, so you follow up, Marvin?
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else on Marvin's report or the action list?
The action list, any idea when you might get to the bleachers lift up and gravel put underneath, since how the park is empty and?
Yeah, it would be a perfect time. Perfect time. I'm trying to wait for it to dry out a little bit. I don't know if that's going to happen
Okay.
until June-ish. But it'd be nice to get that done. I've been utilizing Bryson a little bit, just to get him some hours, kind of keep him. He works at the store Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I have him do some odd jobs. I had him top up at Call Park, had him top up with the Kubota, that little walkway with some stone dust.
Yep.
Had him top the walkway up between the works garage and the neighbors, that little walkway there. I've had him do a number of different things, just to tidy up. Their ladder, whatever, when we had the fair on park, I had a little walkway all done up nice. So now it's got a top up of stone dust. So just, trying to utilize him. Maybe we could utilize him lifting up the bleachers and him, taking the stone over and resetting them back down again. So he'd be a good one for that.
Okay.
Is the old plastic tarp taken out of the rink yet? I haven't been over there.
Yeah, we did that a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Gone.
All right. Anything else on the
We
report?
buying a new one, Roger.
That's good. All right. Let me see what we got this. Okay, I've got a motion here to the council accept the Public Works Superintendent's report and action plan. Would you move that, Carson?
Yes.
Gail, would you
Yes.
second it? All in favor? Carries. Okay, Marvin, did you get Greg's?
I did, yeah. He sent me a text. It's
Okay.
just one thing. Wanted to tell council, and one of the things we're trying to do now is maybe if we had a positive result from the health portal, that we're going to now maybe go into those places with SCBA's to minimize the risk to the firefighters. That's his exact writing. I think if Richard can correct me if I'm wrong, is that now CAC or fire dispatch now has the names of the positive cases in our area. And if we're called to one of those residents, that they are to make us aware that they're COVID-19 positive, And now, I guess, with those particular calls, and if they do answer all the questions positively or negatively, you have a fever or cough, blah, blah, blah. I guess we're going now to medical calls with an SCBA on to minimize the risk to firefighters.
That's correct.
So that's, he would, yeah.
Okay, in Greg's report on number 7, he said keeping the patient 3 feet apart. Was that a typo? Or it should be 6, 2 meters, right?
2 meters.
Yeah, should be 2 meters. Should be 6 feet.
Yeah, he's got 3 feet, 3 foot distance. So
Okay.
maybe he meant 6.
Yeah.
And in terms of that, what you just talked about, the reporting, the heads up, so to speak, that actually did happen in Prescott about 3 or 4 weeks ago, where the EMS went in with all the safety gear on, and the firefighters didn't know anything about it. So that could have
Really?
been a bad situation where an entire fire department would have been off in quarantine or something.
We did have a call, not last weekend, the weekend before, COVID positive with a resident, and just letting you know. So we did have one already as well, but fire dispatch already let us know that they were possibly COVID positive.
Okay,
I believe the agreement now is that the fire dispatch will let us know when we're en route. So
Good, good.
By the time we get to the scene, we should know whether they're they're in a database. And they will let us know, and therefore we can enter appropriately.
Good, okay. Anybody else have any questions about Greg's report?
No.
Okay,
Just like to make a comment.
Yep.
You see that there's on this particular report 3 burning complaints. I was at another one again today. It doesn't seem to be stopping. There's consistent burning without permits and a burn ban almost daily. I've asked Jen to put the notice in the newsletter and to tell them about the significant fine, $615 fine for burning in a burn ban. But we don't seem to be having too much success just yet. So
A lot of people can't understand why there is a burn ban. So when I explain it to them, they get it. But they thought, oh, it's just because it's dry out or whatever. They said, so I can burn when it's raining. I said, no, that's not the point. So anyhow, I don't know if you somehow can put that in there, that it is due to the COVID-19 and the response and keeping the risk to firefighters down.
I believe Jen did put that in the newsletter. Okay.
All over the media.
It's all over the
Carson?
media, on our electronic sign. It's like we tell it, all our firefighters are telling their neighbors, but there's just enough isolation out there that it's, I mean, it's supposed to reduce risk to firefighters. Well, I'm out there every day.
Okay, Carson?
Richard, any repeat offenders, or are they just all new ones?
There are no repeat offenders.
Okay.
When I spoke to Greg a week or so ago, he seemed to think that because it's a counties-wide ban, the fines are higher than if it's just ours. Is that the case?
No, I'm just using our bylaw.
Okay.
I mean, I can go to charging for trucks, which would go against their tax bill. But I've just been using our burning bylaw 17-17 up to now.
I think 650 for you.
Very frustrating just to see that the information is not getting out there, even with our new software program, which makes it simple for people to get the permits and of course be notified then that there's a burn ban. It's still, I don't know, whether we have to drive around checking out the neighborhood every day. I mean, what?
No, and the signs are posted. I see the signs at, going in and out of the township, so they should know.
Anyways, that's going on right now. So I mean, while we are supposedly reducing the amount of firefighters going out to these calls, I still do have people with me. So we are being exposed.
Okay,
Carson?
Carson.
Marvin, do we have any,
Yes.
Marvin, do we have any more burn ban signs?
Nope, that's it. We have them all.
Okay, well, maybe we should order a couple more, because if people come in my road through Sealy's, they're not gonna see the signs that are down on the number 2 in the Parkway. So
No,
if they're
and
coming up
neither-
through Lynn and down there,
If they come on the Escott Youngtown Line Road or up through Junetown, they won't never see it either, right? Or if they
Right.
come in off the 401, right? Coming into the
well, I mean,
village, right?
these are, but these are main corridor to the north end that aren't being covered. So maybe we should order 2 more and get one on Junetown Road and one on the Cronkwood Sealy's entrance.
Or we could
So they
look at
can't say
something
they
to
haven't seen
replace.
them.
Or we could
Gail?
look at something to replace them and have like Lee's and Thousand Islands do. It's just a little flip thing. So all you do is go, it's there permanently. You flip it down when the fire ban is low, enjoy your stay or whatever it says. And then you flip it up where it says burn ban or fire risk is high or something. Maybe we can look into something like that.
Gail?
Yep.
Richard, these people that you're going out to see because they're burning, are they telling you that they don't know there's a burning ban?
That is correct. And
I
they
don't know
don't
how you
have,
couldn't know, gosh.
they don't have burn permits either.
Yeah, see, they would have burned anyway, so
would've burned
irregardless, I
anyway.
don't think they care.
Well, that's,
Right.
I usually ask them the question, so have you never had a burn permit? Half them say, no, we don't bother with that.
Wow.
So the fine's got to go higher.
Well, I would just like it to stop or to lift the burn ban.
Well, it's not fair to you, Richard.
No, and it's a county's wide ban, so that's not gonna be lifted.
Oh, it's a friggin' countrywide ban, for God's sakes.
Okay,
Can't fix stupid.
We'll just keep doing what we're doing then.
okay. All right, so that's the chief's report. Jennifer, you're up. I'll mute, so we won't. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do the fire chiefs thing. So council will accept the fire chief's report. Gail, would you move that?
I would.
Carson, second it.
Yes.
All in favor? Carry. Okay, I guess Marvin's off the hook, isn't he? Looks like it.
Yep.
You're off the hook. You can go
Thank you.
with the little ones. Thank you.
Keep up the good work,
Have a good
Marvin.
night.
Thanks,
Thank
Marv.
you. Appreciate it. Thanks. You get my message, Richard?
Which one?
I just sent you a message.
Oh, you did?
I'll
Okay.
talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, see ya. Thanks. Jen, you're up. I'll mute. Hold it.
Does anyone have any questions on my report?
There's almost nothing to it, Jennifer.
I know.
I think that's the smallest one I've ever seen from you.
I have a question. I don't know whether it pertains here or to the action item, but how are we doing with the no parking bylaw? We
Good.
got
We're
the-
just finalizing the changes that were received from the Attorney General's office with regards to the short form wording, and that'll be sent off tomorrow, actually. So it should be fairly quick turnaround after that, and then we could get the tickets made.
Okay. All right. Thank
So
you.
I'll let you know when everything's been approved.
And you see on the action list, number 3, we now have that property.
Jennifer, would you mute yours?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jennifer?
Sorry.
Would you mute yours?
okay, she is now. So number 3, we now have that property at the corner of the Cal Park. It only took 4 years.
That's not bad. We're talking the counties.
Yeah, well, it was pretty quick. Okay. So if there's nothing else in Jennifer, we're going to talk about her number 8 on the next one, next item. So if there's nothing else in her report and action
Nope.
plan, council would accept clerk's report and action plan. Margaret, would you move that?
I will.
Richard, will you second it?
I will.
Okay, all in favor? Carries. These motions are mixed up again. So Margaret, whatever you and Richard did to them.
Yeah. Yeah, came in the middle of the night.
Okay, the next item is Senior of the Year. Thoughts? Gail?
I have 2 actually, Roger. The first is Annette Caldaway. She's on every committee. She's extremely active on those committees. She's right out there doing whatever needs to be done. She still volunteers at the school. She's volunteered at the school for years, and I think she'd be a good one. The other one is Nancy Warner. I mean, she's done those classes for the seniors for years, and she doesn't take a penny for it. She's active on Young and Bloom Committee, and she volunteers for the Coach House Committee when they have special events. So those are my 2 guesses.
Okay, Margaret?
It's funny I was thinking of Annette as well, because she's involved in everything.
Yeah,
And I remember.
You missed Winter Festival. She's also,
well, that's what I mean. She's on them
Well,
all.
there
It's not
she
only
was.
that.
Yeah,
She was,
oh, go ahead. Sorry, Gail.
when we were talking about donations at Christmas, it was her that got things moving on getting donations of food for the needy families. She went right into the school, talked to the principal to make sure our local families got what they needed. Now we are actually giving money to the school on a regular basis for food for these families, and it was all due to Annette. So I think I would like to see her get it this year.
Is she a senior? I guess. I don't.
is she a senior? Gail, is she a senior?
Yes.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. That was my question about when I thought about her too. It was.
I'm pretty sure she is.
I think so. I think she is. Okay.
I don't
Anybody
know,
else?
but I would definitely support Annette with no problem.
Okay. Richard?
I had another name, but I think Annette is stronger. I was going to recommend Ingrid Bingle, but she's not involved in as many committees as Annette, so I would go with Annette.
Okay. Then I think we're good. Then we'll put, everybody's in favor of that. We'll put Annette as.
Yeah.
Okay, so the council declare Annette Caldaway as the 2020 Senior of the Year. Richard, would you move that?
I would.
Margaret, you second it?
Yeah. Yes.
All in favor? Carries. Good choice. Now, in that same flavor, it's not here, but I had someone approach me earlier about Bill in the park, Bill Patterson. And I'm wondering if it would be appropriate if we named the garage after Bill. So I'll give you a little background. Years ago, when Gord Watts died, Gord played on our hockey team in the city. And we lobbied the council of the day in Brockville, and they ended up on the North Augusta Road naming the Gord Watts Municipal Building after him. So I'm wondering if it would be appropriate to name our garage after Bill Patterson. Call it the Bill Patterson Municipal Garage.
I would agree with that.
I like that.
Yeah, that sounds a good idea.
Yeah. Katie had asked me about the park, one of the soccer fields. We got Donnie King over there already. But she had met Katie Burns, said, can we name a park after him? But I was thinking, since Bill spent his life at the garage, it may be more fitting for that location. So
I think that's a good idea.
Great
Carson,
idea.
okay, Carson,
I would just say absolutely, that absolutely works, Roger. That makes the most sense to identify that building with in honor of Bill.
okay, so I'll talk to Marvin and see if we get some kind of sign made up, and then we'll make a certificate, of course, and over the next little while, we'll put that together, and we'll have Glenna and some of the family at the time when we do that. So,
Good idea.
so do we need a motion for that? We should put a motion together.
Probably.
Okay. So the motion reads, the council agrees to name the municipal garage after Bill Patterson in memory. So Mark, would you move that?
Yes.
Richard, would you second that?
I will second that.
All in favor? Carried. Thanks, folks. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to read the bylaw. A bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation for financing of certain ongoing capital works of the Corporation of the Township of Frontenac to authorize temporary borrowing from the OILC, which is that Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation, to meet expenditures in connection with such capital works, to authorize long-term borrowing for such capital works through issue of a debenture to be read a first and second time. And we're talking about the trucks, right? Fire trucks and the works truck. So Margaret, would you move that first? Move that?
I'll move it, yes.
Richard, would you second that?
I would second that.
All in favor of the first and second reading? Carries.
A bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation for financing of certain ongoing capital works of the Corporation of the Township of Frontenac, to authorize temporary borrowing from OILC to meet expenditures in connection with such capital works, and to authorize long-term borrowing for such capital works through the issuance of debentures to OILC Shortway.
And Richard, would you move third reading?
I would move.
Margaret, you second it?
I second it.
Then a bylaw to authorize the submission. Are you still on?
Well, sorry.
Okay. Then a bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to the Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation, OILC, for financing of certain ongoing capital works of the Corporation of the Township of Frontenac, to authorize temporary borrowing from the OILC to meet expenditures in connection with such capital works, and to authorize long-term borrowing for such capital works through the issue of debentures to OILC, be read a third and final time, numbered as bylaw number 14-20, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed with the corporate seal, and engrossed in the bylaw book. All in favor? Carried. Thank you.
A bylaw to authorize the submission of an application to Ontario Infrastructure and Lands Corporation for financing of certain ongoing capital works of the Corporation of the Township of Frontenac, to authorize temporary borrowing from OILC to meet expenditures in connection with such capital works, and to authorize long-term borrowing for such capital works through the issue of debentures to OILC Shortway.
Getting some nasty feedback here. Okay. Then Now, the next one is bylaw to appoint a public works superintendent for the township of Frontieryoung, read a first and second time. Mark, would you move that? Mark, would you move?
Got to unmute. Sorry. Yes, I will move it.
Richard, would you second that?
Yes, I would second that.
All in favor? Carries.
A bylaw to appoint a public works superintendent for the township of Front of Young, Shortway.
And the third reading, Gail, would you move the third reading?
I will.
Carson,
Yes.
would you second that? Carson, will you
Yes,
second
I
it?
will.
Any discussion?
Yes, I will.
Okay, okay, no discussion, questions for the third reading?
No,
No? Okay, moved by Gail, second by Carson, that a bylaw to appoint the public works superintendent for the township of Frontieryoung be read a third and final time. Numbered as bylaw number 15-20, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed with the corporate seal and engrossed in the bylaw book. All in favor? Carries.
Bylaw to appoint a public works superintendent for the township of Front of Young, Shortway.
Now I messed up. I messed up here. I'm out of the picture. 0. Okay,
Here.
we're back.
He turned his video off.
We're back. Okay, the next one is first and second reading of the agreement between the township of Frontieryoung and Marvin. Carson, would you move that?
Yes, I will, Roger.
Gail, will you second that?
yes, I will.
Moved by Carson, second by Gail, that a bylaw to authorize an agreement between the township of Frontieryoung and Marvin Winter be read a first and second time. All in favor? Carries.
A bylaw to authorize an agreement between the township of Front of Young and Marvin Winter, Shortway.
Third reading. Gail, would you move the third reading?
Yes, I will.
Carson, would you second that?
Yes, I will.
Okay, that a bylaw to authorize an agreement between the township of Frontieryoung and Marvin Winter be read a third and final time, numbered as bylaw 16-20, signed by the mayor and clerk, sealed with the corporate seal and engrossed in the bylaw book. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Carries.
A bylaw to authorize an agreement between the township of Front of Young and Marvin Winter, Shortway.
On to number 8. Council set a summer council meetings for July 13 and August 10. Mark, would you move that?
I will.
Richard, would you second that?
Can I just check the my dates here? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
yeah, just to get the motion on the table.
Yeah, okay. I will second that.
Okay. Now discussion on those dates.
I'm good with either one.
Yeah, me too.
Depending when the world comes back to normal, I have a meeting in Montana on Monday, the 13th. Will that happen?
Who knows,
I-
right?
I don't know. It might end up being a meeting like we're having today. But,
Right.
Either way, we're not going to be there, Richard.
So Jen, how much notice do we have to give if, for the meetings, a week, 2 weeks?
Once we get to the period.
So we have to give 2 weeks notice. So if it gets to that point, we could possibly juggle the 13th.
Yeah, because they're opening faster in the States than we are here. So this meeting may go ahead because of their political situation down there. So I just want to be on record. So if it does become more solid, I'll I'll work towards a 2 weeks notice.
Okay, but for now, we'll set the dates and we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And I'm going to be optimistic. I'm putting down 7 o'clock.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so moved by Mark, second by Richard, that council set the summer council meetings for July 13 and August 10, 2020. All in favor? Carried. With the note that Richard made about the 10th, right?
Yeah.
Number 9, severance application. Richard, would you move, council recommends severance application B 34-20 Wilson. Richard, would you move that?
I would.
Mark, will you second it?
I would.
Any questions, comments? Maybe Jen, me might have a,
There's no, it's a perfectly straightforward severance application. The planner has no concerns with it whatsoever.
any other questions about that? No? All in favor of approving that severance application? Carries. Number 10 is just our annual report that we get that every year. Are there any announcements?
No.
None. Communications on the COVID-19. The only thing I have for an update is that the St. Vincent Grenadine picnic, the annual, this would have the 20th year at Browns Bay has been canceled. Also, Richard already knows about the Thousand Islands Parkway Challenge, the committee that we have every year, the National Fitness Day. The committee decided to cancel that. And Gail, please let the Legion know that Joe and I talked about the Blues Fest that we're trying to organize.
Yep.
And we're gonna put that off till the 2021 as well.
Okay,
too
I'll
short-
let
too
Joanne
short-
know.
Yeah, we just haven't got enough time. If something happens, we wouldn't have enough time to get it all together by July.
No, that makes sense. No problem.
So anything else? Mark, did you have something you hand up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just wondering, Jennifer, are we getting a lot of calls from residents with questions about applying for various things related to COVID, whether it's business or individual?
No.
No? Okay. Yeah, it just, well, I'm going to send it out, but I noticed on that business survey that was done, some of the business folks were looking for some support and how to apply. But I wondered about residents. I know we've been really working hard to get the information to residents in terms of where they might find food or where they might, have free delivery and that sort of thing. And I'm just wondering if you're getting any feedback on it, but it sounds like not so much. When Gail mentioned working with the school, just a quick update. So I think I mentioned at the last meeting that Jennifer Moore had called me about some of the students at the school. And also Joanne Kidd, who Gail knows from Young and Bloom, and many of you know, has done a lot of crafts and things in the area. She wanted to help do something for the families as well. So Jennifer has identified 4 families, 12 children in total, who she's really worried about. So Joanne and her partner in her crafts, Linda Wells, who both would deserve seniors nominations, but they don't live in front of Young. They have donated proceeds from the latest crafts, $500 to helping with this. And we're putting together some baskets that are going to those families tomorrow, just to address an immediate need. But just so you're aware, if you're in the Fresh Mart or in the pharmacy, the Fresh Mart donated a turkey to each of the families. And the pharmacy has donated all kinds of personal hygiene items, toothpaste, shampoo, all sorts of things to assist. So talking to the food bank, they're also going to help in the future support these families in an ongoing way. And I guess it's good to have somebody like an organization like the school who's able to identify. I just worry about the people we don't know about, I guess. And I know there are some folks out there. The food bank told me a story of one of our residents who's quite elderly, who hadn't been out for weeks, and finally phoned and offered to pay because he didn't know who else to call. And anyway, they managed to get him connected. But it's just, those are the kinds of things that I know we all are concerned about. But just wanted to give you a heads up as to what's happening. And we've had some local families donate new shoes and some different things for these particular 12 children. And Jennifer feels that as they're connected back online with some of these kids, that some more families will come to the forefront. So that's just a quick update. It's not something that's necessarily happening through council, but it's just so that we're all aware that those needs are there, and the will of people to help is incredible.
So that the Jennifer and JD have been working, and Mark, you had a hand in this as well. Our website's pretty up to date and it has all the business information, the volunteer, St. Lawrence, Rito. CPHC now has more volunteers than it needs at the moment, after losing most of them because of, the older folks are typically the ones who volunteer because they're retired, and a lot of them dropped out. But now the other people have stepped up, so they've got lots of volunteers. I know I've been reminding folks of Harold Hessen Company. So those things are there. People don't just refer people to our website, and the phone numbers and the answers to their questions are here, or they can call the office. So if they're in need, and I know some people are hesitant to call the food bank and ask for help, but these are different times. So certainly that stuff's there to help them.
And the food bank will deliver to Front of Young. I think that's the other piece that's really important for some folks. And when I spoke with Kim Sitzman, they were more than happy to come out here. They've got the volunteers. It's through Toyota. They've got a fleet of cars, and
It's amazing.
people who will come here. And today, when you mentioned the CPHC, I called them because they've got these wonderful $10 bags. It's on our website too, but they're filled with all kinds of staples. They got a grant from United Way. So I called and asked them, I said, if I buy some, it's not me personally, but because we've had some people who wanted to donate some money, if we bought some of the bags and had them available locally, would that be okay? Right? And so they were really accommodating. So tomorrow I'm going to go in and get 10 bags to start, and $10 each, because we've had some folks who wanted to give money, and so we can have them here and available for people who are maybe too proud to phone CPHC or don't necessarily know about it. It's getting the word out is and it just back even with the fire ban. I think some of those guys maybe weren't telling me anyway, but it's getting the word out to people. That's really a challenge sometimes.
Richard, did you have your hand up, or I know
Mark.
Carson did?
No, I'm good. I was just agreeing with Margaret. It's hard to get the word out.
Yeah.
Carson? Carson?
Mark, when you say here, where do you mean?
Oh, Front of Young.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mark,
you
when you say here.
Well, right
Yeah,
now,
where you?
I guess my first thought was to get them into the community. Is it something that we can have available? I mean, I don't mind having them available. Is it something we can have?
Can't hear you, Mark.
Oh, sorry. I hadn't really, I was doing this more to sort of assist the group, but would it make sense to have bags available at the office? Would that be too, I don't know that we'd have a huge, or we can deliver
And
them.
that's what I wouldn't want to see. We've been
No.
restricting our office to people. I don't think we should
Yeah.
open it up to where now we want people coming to get stuff there.
I agree with Carson, no.
Yeah, okay, well and I'm happy to hold on to them. And we have volunteers out here who would be happy to deliver them. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Because my thought was
bags-
we could put them at the,
Go ahead, Carson. Go ahead.
my thought was if we put them at the township garage and people called Jennifer, Marvin and them could drop them off to people who needed them when they're
Okay,
out
that's
going
fine
and doing
too.
things.
I don't know, I think they're
Just
gonna be
instead
pretty
of the-
busy right now.
Well,
Well, yeah.
There are volunteers in the community who would be happy to deliver them too. We've had a couple residents who said, how can we help? And I'm sure they would be happy to deliver them as well.
I think,
I don't know that we're going to have a huge demand, but it's good to have them here so that we're
Right.
not running into town to get them.
Mark, if you have room at your place, it may be better there. They can get sanitary wise at the garage can be
Yeah.
quite well at times. So
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm quite happy to hold on to them and do it that
Okay.
way. And I mean, we're all connected, so it's not that hard. And as I
Right.
say, I've got a few neighbors, and there are some others who that they would love to just one bags over. I think the biggest thing is to get people to identify people who might need them.
those bags from the CPHC were initially $20, and then when the federal government gave, I think it was $9 million to the United Way across the country, then the CPHC was able to dip into that locally, and they're paying, the United Way is paying for half the cost of those bags. So that's how they end up being $10. That's a good deal. There's a lot of good stuff in those bags.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else on that communication piece?
Nope.
No other resolutions, no correspondence that we have to deal with? Notice of motions? None? Questions? I should ask the public, this may take a while.
They're lined up.
Yeah, no in cameras. So, did I miss anything, Jennifer? Okay, adjournment. Carson, would you move it? Adjournment.
I will, Roger.
Gail, would you second that?
I definitely would, yes.
Okay, that council adjourned to meet again on May 4th, 2020 for the regular meeting of council at 5:30 p.m. or at the call of the mayor. All in favor? We're going to be old hats at this.
We are.
Gary's.
Got the
Thanks,
old part
folks.
right anyway.
Yeah. And thanks a lot for the.
Have a good night and stay safe.
You too.
Yeah.
Night all.
Good night.
Bye.
Steve meeting.
There, I'm done.